All right, ladies and gentlemen, after a much awaited anticipation, um, I'm back. My buddy is back. I obviously have a
Hey,
new little change of scenery behind me. Um, it's been too long since we've did this. It's been way too long, and a lot of you are probably wondering, like, what the fuck, like, what happened, and a lot of you are probably wondering, like, wanting an explanation right now. That's fine. We can get into that really quick. For me personally, the week was very strange. So why didn't it happen? Why is it happening on a Thursday and not a Saturday? Well, that's a good question, and I have answers. I'm not saying that they're good answers, but I have answers. So why didn't it happen on Saturday? Well, on Saturday, there was a bat at my aunt's house flying around, and I was like, you know what? I'm not really sure I want to do this. So then on Sunday, right? We were gonna do it on Sunday, but on Sunday I don't know. I guess we just I don't know. I don't know what happened there. Monday, I figured I'm going up to my grandma's on Wednesday anyway. I'll just do it on Wednesday. I got here on Wednesday, and due to a bad storm, completely wiped out. Absolutely no power for all of Wednesday. Fuck, I didn't think we were gonna have it back today. It's a stroke of absolute luck, a miracle that we got it back today. To be completely honest with you, it's a miracle we got it back today. And we got it back at like 2 o'clock. They were projecting that we were gonna get it back at 7, but there were also times where they were projecting for us not for us to even get it back until Saturday.
mm,
A lot of you might also be a little bit peeved. What happened to the Space Jam 2 review? Again, it's a very good question. Got answers. So I was mistaken. I guess when I looked it up, some fucking Mandela effect bullshit got me, or I don't know what happened. What I do know happened is you cannot watch Space Jam 2 any other way than getting HBO Max for a month, which is $15, and then if you don't want it to renew every month, canceling it that month. So, in order to watch one movie, you have to buy an entire month of HBO Max. And I was like, honestly, they can suck my micro penis. I'm not doing that. I'm not buying a month of HBO Max so I can watch one movie that's supposed to be absolute dog shit anyway. So I mean, I'm not gonna do that. Maybe in the future, I'm not gonna do that right now. I don't want to do that. I mean, that is a lot of hoops to jump through and a lot of annoying garbage just to watch a movie that is apparently absolutely
it's
the the antithesis of fun. Like not fun whatsoever. Absolute horrible garbage. It's like why would I want to pay for HBO Max to go watch a movie that's absolutely abysmal? So I just decided let's not do that. However, you might be wondering, is us doing our podcast episode right now on Thursday, is that going to affect Saturday? Well, I mean, yes and no. Yes and no. We're going to put out a video on Saturday. We're not going to put out a video. We're going to put a video out on Saturday. However, a little bit of a weird twist on this, I guess. A little bit of a weird thing. I didn't necessarily want to do a podcast episode since you would have gotten that already. You would have gotten that today due to some very weird scheduling problems. What I was planning on doing was a couple of different things, sort of a special feature of sorts. What I kind of wanted to do was like a step-by-step guide on how to spot some of these horrendous scams on Kickstarter.
yeah,
I was thinking of maybe doing a step-by-step to that. I was thinking of maybe doing a just a Reddit video where we do some shit on Reddit. thinking about maybe doing, like some cursed images, something like that. Just your normal everyday, Wild Spartans, fucking Soft Willy Discord video where we just do some shit in here. That's what I was planning on doing. I don't know if you guys would like that, but spice up the content so you're not getting 2 podcasts 2 fucking days apart. But that's pretty much what happened this week. I mean, I didn't want it to cut into the schedule. Unfortunately, it did. You guys know that we take this really seriously. We do like this a lot. We love doing this. We're very glad to supply content for you. But that's pretty much what happened. And we are back. The schedule is going to remain unchanged here forward. Any challenges that we see in the future are completely unforeseen right now. Completely unforeseen. Hopefully, we can continue as normal and nothing else will be an issue and we can just get past this little bump in the road and we can continue to supply a stable amount of content that comes out on a regular basis. Like I said, we're thinking about on Saturday maybe doing something different, so you don't get 2 podcasts back to back. So this coming Saturday, in 2 days, this Saturday, maybe podcast, maybe not. Next Saturday, the podcast is back on normal time, 10 to 12. And it should continue normally forward after that. It should continue to be normal after that.
We hope.
Yeah, anything that in the future is completely unforeseen right now. We're not planning on pushing anything back. We're not planning on any of that. So it should be completely unforeseen right now. In the future, it should be good. Anyway, with all of that out of the way, let's get into it, huh?
Sure, I'm down.
Let's get right into it. So, basically,
Let's jump right into it.
I actually got a lot of real life topics today, not some made up shit. There was a lot of things that happened over the week and a half that we were not doing our fucking job, being on here and slacking off. A lot happened. One of the things that I don't know, maybe you were one of the 4 million people that saw this on Facebook, and I'm not using that number as an exaggeration. It was 4 million people that saw this story. Man duct taped to seat after groping 3 passengers and attendants. On a flight, on an airplane flight on United Airlines, a very rowdy, noisy passenger was apparently accused of groping 3 people who were currently on the plane. So what did they do to resolve that issue? Well, the people over at United Airlines thought, hey, let's duct tape this motherfucker to his seat. And if you watch the video, the man was not at all happy about that. He just got noisier, more disruptive, more out of control. And honestly, this is the one time I think I'm ever going to say these words, but hats off to United Airlines. I mean, you put a motherfucker in his place, and sometimes you just got to duct tape a nigga to his seat. You just got to roll out the duct tape and tape him to a seat. Sometimes that's what you got to do. You just got to tape a guy to his seat,
Well, in fairness, United isn't exactly a stranger to unorthodox methods.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm pretty sure United are the people who beat the hell out of that doctor and dragged
they beat like
and dragged him out.
Doctor.
I'm pretty sure that's who it was. I'm pretty sure that it was United Airlines that
It was.
that pretty much they overbooked a flight. So I guess they fucking drew names out of a hat, or like they had people like draw straws or something. And if you lost, I guess that means that they beat the shit out of you and dragged you off the plane.
It's like Saw, but
yeah,
friendlier.
and you became a giant meme after that. I guess that's what you losing the United Airlines lottery meant. Is you got fucked essentially. And you know what? Whatever, I guess. I mean, I love how out of all the people they didn't pick like fucking Joe Blow, you know, who was probably 2 seats away, who was like going to go visit fucking California or something, just as like a visit. They had to pick like the doctor who needed to go to a different country to like go and save someone's life. They're like, how about that guy? That guy doesn't seem important. Let's take him off the plane. Let's fucking throw him into the abyss. And it's
Yeah.
like, I don't know, United. Either you really know how to pick them or you guys are actual retards. But yeah,
Yeah, let's toss the fucking doctor off. Yeah,
right?
that's a good idea.
But yeah, United Airlines making the headlines again with yet another extremely viral video of a man being duct taped to his seat. At this point, I honestly feel like, Battle Royale, like the Hunger Games, takes place on
Hmm.
United Airlines. I don't think you should ever go on there. Honestly, like, it is straight up Battle Royale on United Airlines. There's no reason why you should fly United Airlines. You should fly anything else. Like fucking North Korea Airlines. That sounds better than United Airlines, where they'll either beat the shit out of you and drag you off the plane with your shirt almost off of your fucking body, or they will straight up duct tape a motherfucker to a seat like we were watching a goddamn Macaulay Culkin movie, like fucking Home Alone, dude. So one of those will happen. So all I can say is maybe you shouldn't fly United Airlines, or maybe you should. I mean, if you like the fact that they are balls to the walls enough to not deal with a noisy passenger's bullshit, they're just like, yo, you getting duct taped to a chair. It's like, if you like that, maybe you should go on United Airlines. So that little bitch kicking your seat, that little kid kicking your seat in the back, United Airlines will tie his legs together and hang him by his nose from the fucking storage units up top. If you like that, maybe you should go on United Airlines. You just have to be aware if you're the person who's like watching their movie without their headset on or something like that. This, I mean, if you're that person, just be aware because like United Airlines might staple your fucking headphones to your ears. Like, you gotta be careful because you might support United Airlines that they're not willing to deal with these rowdy passengers, but you do realize all it takes is one really sensitive and bitchy Karen to be on the plane when all of a sudden you are the rowdy passenger and all of a sudden your shirt is stapled to the seat and your legs are tied together. then it's probably not so funny anymore. I mean, then it's probably not so funny. But yeah.
Oh man, I just couldn't imagine. Imagine for a moment, you're just sitting there chilling, and then the guy behind you is like yelling and touching people, and then the motherfucking stewardess comes out with a roll
Yeah,
of
fucking
industrial duct tape.
yeah, fucking imagine like the stewardess, the flight attendant, the fucking co-pilot, like all of a sudden everyone forms in like this fucking Avengers of utility, and like all of a sudden they're all fucking like walking towards you in unison like the fucking lions from Be Prepared, the hyenas from Be Prepared, fucking in Lion King. They're like marching towards you with fucking duct tape in their hands. They've become the Avengers of utility materials, of office supplies, and all of a sudden you're fucking duct taped to your seat and they're like, bitch, if you don't shut up, we're gonna fucking tape your mouth shut too. We don't play around. It's like, holy shit. I didn't realize, that I fucking entered a war zone here. What the fuck is happening? Like, for real. Like, I'm not even playing right now. Like, I'm not even playing. Like, seriously? Like, I'm just saying, all of a sudden, the fucking protector, like, this reminds me of, like, some fucking Teen Titans bullshit, all of a sudden the guardians of the status quo are fucking taping you to a seat. Like, the guardians of the status quo are fucking taping you to a seat,
We
dude.
have come due to a disturbance. Yeah, the guy behind me is making a real racket. All right, hand me the tape.
I feel a great disturbance in the status quo.
I feel a great disturbance in the status quo.
I feel a great disturbance in the force of you shutting your fucking mouth and letting people enjoy their
It was as
flights.
if one voice said when suddenly silent.
When suddenly, when suddenly a rambunctious noise came from the cabin. Like it's like a fucking horror novel, like a horror movie where like all four of them have like duct tapes like held up to the sky, like wielding it. They walk into the cabin and there's this giant fucking monster, and like they have to battle it in this awesome battle where they duct tape a bitch to a seat, dude. Like, just imagine this is like some fucking like Terminator shit, some giant battle where like these four dudes are taping this bitch to his seat. The fucking raid boss, shitty ass flight passenger raid boss. Takes 4 people to kill this raid boss with a fucking roll of duct tape. Oh my god, dude. I've never flew, but the amount of fucking horror stories I've heard from people who have flown, I don't think I ever am going to. Like, I don't think I'm ever gonna fly because all I hear
No.
is like the worst people are on planes. Like the worst people. Like the people who will like not clip their toenails and not shower for a week and then like take their shoes off, put it on like the back of your head and like spit into a jar. Like what the fuck? Who who is who's riding these flights? Why is it always the worst, most fucking disgusting people riding these flights? Like the people who have like a container of water and there's fucking like boiled eggs in it and they start eating it at like 2 in the morning. So everyone wants to fucking throw up because they can just smell nasty ass boiled egg fucking floating around in this container. Like, and they're just like, going like, how are you? Like fucking breathing their disgusting ass egg breath. I'm making myself fucking sick. Like, I'm making myself almost gag talking about this. They're, like, breathing their disgusting egg breath into your face, like, at 2 in the morning. And it's like, can you fuck off and sleep? Like, what are you doing? Why are you airing out your dirty socks on clothespins in the middle of the fucking, like, flight aisle? What are you doing? Oh, it's so gross. It's so gross. I don't understand. Like, I don't get it.
Why are you talking about it?
Dude, it reminds me of like the fucking old John Candy movie, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Holy fuck. Dude, that's what it reminds me of like a really fat, like, disgusting person who has like absolutely no self-awareness and like no care for anyone else, you know? They have their dirty laundry hanging from the storage units and stuff. Like, they just are the most disgusting person ever. And everyone is, just, I guess, just supposed to be okay with it.
Those are the type of people that say it's society's fault I'm this way.
It's society's fault that I'm not allowed to fucking eat my hot dog and mac and cheese in the middle of the fucking aisle on this flight so that everyone has to smell it and hear me fucking chewing.
And waiting.
Like, it's society's fault that people don't like that shit on a plane. Dude, on my grave, I'm not flying ever. Like, I am not gonna fly ever. I shouldn't say on my grave, because on the off chance that I do fly, I'm gonna fucking die. But, I do not want to fly. It just seems like the worst experience ever.
Reason for being in your grave.
But, another, this is, I'm kind of, I don't know if I did this intentionally, but somehow, I don't know how, somehow on my list of topics, I like bounce back from a real life topic to media and then real life and media. But, here's another thing. This is just a thought that I had. This isn't like some big revelation or anything. This is just a thought that I had where there's a lot of tropes in movies, you know? A trope being something that occurs a fucking lot, a common trope. I mean, are you on the same page with me so far?
I didn't even know what you kept on cutting out, and I'm like, dude, what the fuck did you
I kept on
say?
cutting out. I have the microphone. Okay, so well, it's probably because I kept like looking to the right and like looking to the left to make sure I'm not disturbing anyone. You know, like I'm just trying to make sure I'm not like disturbing anyone, like being quiet enough. But
Mhm.
basically what I said is, you know what a trope is, right?
Yes, and it's basically an overuse of something.
Okay, yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah,
basically
yeah, yeah, yeah. You get
cliche
what a trope
almost.
is. Anyway, there are good tropes and there are bad tropes, and this is just about a good trope. Um, that I wrote down. So I love in video games or movies where like one small, tiny, weak person has like a super fucking special ability that like nobody else does. So it makes them valuable in that way. Like they're not strong, they can't hold a gun. They're like absolutely fucking worthless, like physically, but they have like a special power that makes them like completely invaluable. And what do I mean by that? Well, one of the things that I kind of remember is if you're ever playing Resident Evil Revelations 2, there's a little girl in a white dress that Barry runs into, and no, wait, no, I don't think it's Barry. I think it's Chris Redfield that Chris runs into, and basically she's a bitch. Like she can't handle weapons. She doesn't have a knife. She literally doesn't have anything. She's just a little girl in a white dress. I mean, I think all she can do is pick up a brick and throw it like 3 or 4 feet. You know, she's absolutely worthless. However, one thing that makes her good is that there are invisible enemies and she's the only one who can see them. And so basically, if you're playing by yourself, you have to switch over to the girl and mark the invisible enemy as her. She'll be like, I see it, it's coming closer, or there's an enemy nearby, and like she'll point it out and they'll be highlighted red. You have to switch back over to Chris Redfield and then shoot it. And she's the only one who can do that. She can also see enemies from an unlimited distance. So like she can like see an enemy from like halfway across the map, like hiding, and you'd think that's really unfair, but it's really not. Like it's actually pretty fucking cool. But I really love that trope because, in my opinion, that trope adds a layer on to video games and movies, which is you don't have to just be some physical fucking brute to like be valuable. You can have a special ability and be like a weak motherfucker, and you're still like super valuable because you have a talent that nobody else has. It doesn't even have to be like a
Well,
special power. Like it doesn't even have to be a special power. It reminds me of like in zombie movies where like kind of like not really Left for Dead, but kind of like in Left for Dead where like you can pick someone who's like really strong, you know, but they're really slow. You can pick someone who's like really smart so they can like build things to help you out. You can pick healers and like all that stuff. So it's one of those things where I really enjoy that because so many movies, in my opinion, are just group of brute force idiots brute force their way using brute force, and it's like I don't like that. That's pretty much a lot of movies now. Is just brutes use brute force to brute force their way through waves of zombies using brute force, and it's like I like when like the science fucking kid can just like build up a fucking turret that like shoots shit or like build up like an explosive or something, and it's like there you go. You're now incorporating how multiple people can help without killing things. I mean, like you can have somebody who's like a really good negotiator, like good psychologically in like a video game or a movie, and that person plays a gigantic role by like charming people into helping you, charming people so that you can trick them and like things like that. I find that absolutely amazing, and I really like that and how dynamic that is, especially in video games when there's like 13 classes to choose and they each have their own big ability. I think that's really awesome, but in movies when you can like see them doing it, I think that's great too.
I you see, With me, I'm not exactly a big fan of it because every single time it's used, there's almost little to no like explanation as to why they know it. Like for example, the science kid, they can just somehow build this fucking turret. Well, okay,
Yeah.
when previously in this series it was never established that they were this smart. So now they're fighting this big fucking thing and this guy just whips out a turret. Don't you think that would have been useful? Oh, I don't
You know
know.
that
6 episodes ago?
that kind of makes sense, and I kind of understand that. It's like the characters are established as smart, like they're very smart, like they know a lot of things, but like they're never established as like whiz kid fucking next, Elon Musk smart, where they can just like, use nothing but a roll of duct tape, a thing of orange juice, and flint and steel, and make a fucking flamethrower. Like that's never established that they can do some shit like that. So I kind of understand what you're talking about. Like I kind of get it. Like they're never
Mhm.
really established
And,
as that
and
smart.
here's another thing, especially in the recent Predator movie that came out.
The
The
recent what
plot of the
movie?
movie, the recent Predator movie that came out like two or 3 years ago, I think.
Okay, I don't
Uh,
think I saw that one, but continue on
well,
anyway.
the plot focused around an autistic kid, right?
Okay.
And this kind of has something to do with what you're talking about when they try to use like real world things and they make it seem like it's something special when it's really debilitating. And through some supernatural means, he somehow figures out how to operate looking at it. That is like, I understand what they're trying to say, but they just make it seem like it's this quirky thing. Like, oh, I have a mental disorder, but I can be of use to the fucking United States government because I can just decode whatever the fuck this alien language is and know how predator technology works, even though it's thousands, if not millions, of years older. I'm sorry, than humanity ever will have been.
Okay, so on
I mean,
that
they have
note,
access to light. I just
so on that
continue.
note, on that note, I have something that's kind of similar to that. So,
Continue.
okay. So I have something that's kind of similar to that. This movie was absolutely fucking. Actually, never mind. So, the movie that I'm talking about is actually pretty. What the fuck is going on over there? Your microphone is like lighting
I
up.
have
Like you're making a lot of noise over there. What the fuck is going on?
It's probably my fan and the fact I have a thing open.
Mm,
Okay.
okay. Anyway, have you ever seen the movie Cube? The Cube?
I haven't seen it, but I've seen a review on it, and it's basically like Saw, but
It's in a
better.
cube. It's in a fucking cube. Well, anyway, one of the characters in there has like very debilitating mental issues because I'm pretty sure he was lobotomized, and they actually talk about that in a future movie. And it's like the third movie they made, and it's a prequel, so you already know it's really bad. It's fucking awful. It's not fun to watch. It's really fucking boring, and like there's barely any cube shit in there, so it's really fucking terrible. However, um, my whole point being that one of the characters in the first cube is like extremely mentally debilitated because he was lobotomized, but he's like a fucking genius. Like you can like say a number and basically you need to figure out factors of prime numbers, which means like factors are like the factors are things that can be like multiplied together to like get those prime numbers that are like extremely huge, you know? And if that doesn't make any
Mm,
sense, it's because it doesn't make any sense because prime numbers don't have factors, but you'd like factor out one and then the number and then like break it down and break it down, you know? But it's such like a ridiculous amount of math that like even in the movie they're like this math is it would take us years to do, and this guy you can just like name out a number like 1,250,700,209 or some shit, and he can just like just say a number and he'll have the factors up. Like he'll just straight up have the factors up. Like this motherfucker can like compute at like supersonic speeds. He can like break down things into like the simplest factors in like seconds. In like huge ridiculous numbers that are like in the billions and like in the millions. He can just factor it out like in 5 seconds of them saying it. Within like 5 seconds, he can just immediately do it. And basically in the prequel they pretty much say that this guy is smart. He's the one who designed the cube, but then he tried to stop it and he was lobotomized. But it's like you did not establish that he was that fucking smart. Like you didn't establish that. If you would have established it, it would have made sense because he would have retained some knowledge from when he was alive, you know? But they're almost making it seem that by him getting lobotomized, he developed like savant syndrome where he was horrible at everything else but was really, really, really good at math. Like they never established that he was that smart and that he could do that before he was lobotomized. So it just comes off as really weird that once he's lobotomized, he's like better at math than he ever was, because that doesn't really make a lot of sense. But like I kind of see what you're
Yeah.
talking about, because that happens a lot where like somebody will have something happen to them, and sometimes it's not even that they have something happen to them. It's just that like they don't do a good enough job of establishing how smart or how fast or like how blah 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 a character is, and they have them do some ridiculous shit, and it's like, did they just pull that out of their ass? You gave no indication that they were that skilled in whatever there is, like whatever it is they're skilled in. You gave no indication they were that skilled.
Ah,
So I kind of get
right.
that.
Like I don't even care about the fact that like or here's a better example in the new Star Wars movies. And I think in the last two, the main character just gets these abilities, and it's like, well, how the fuck did you
Mm-hmm.
do that? In the
Yeah,
other movies, they
that.
had to train for that shit.
Yeah, I
How
heard
did
that
you?
was a bad part of the new movies. Like I haven't seen them because I'm not really a Star Wars fan, but I've seen reviews and people say that like the woman or whatever just kind of like gets a bunch of shit. Like the woman character, I can't remember what her name is, Rilo or something. Anyway, they complain.
Right.
They complain that fuck you, you retard. Fuck you. I don't watch these movies. Anyway, they like complain that she gets like a fuck ton of powers like basically out of nowhere. Like she stands on the planet and like the three suns come up or whatever, and like a hologram talks to her, and all of a sudden she's like the best that's ever lived, like out of nowhere.
Mhm.
Just blatantly out of nowhere. It's like, yeah, she's the best now. And it's like, well, what the fuck even happened? Nothing even happened. She's like stood there, and then all of a sudden she's the best. That doesn't make any sense.
And then in the fucking I'm gonna just spoil it because it's been out for like a year or so, and I don't even think you like Star Wars that much anyway. So
I don't.
in in the last movie, um, I'm sure you know who the Emperor is, right? Like even if you don't watch
Yes,
Star Wars, you
yes,
have a
yes, yes.
okay. Well, it turns out the main character is actually the granddaughter of the Emperor, when literally the two previous movies had never established that or even teased it in a post-credit scene. How the fuck are you supposed to do? You need to ease into this shit. I don't even write stories, and I can tell you that that is important. You need development. This girl is out here fucking just mastering the art of the lightsaber when every other person had to train for that shit. I'm not even that big of a Star Wars fan, and even I know
I
that
remember I remember that people were upset when Finn, the black guy, like when he like pulls out a lightsaber and starts fighting Kylo Ren in that one scene in the woods. And
Mhm.
even though he's not very good, I've seen the scene. I've seen it. Like I've seen the whole scene. Like even though he's not very good with the lightsaber, people are like, "Wait a fucking minute. Are you telling me that just this random person picked up a fucking lightsaber and all of a sudden was like battling Kylo Ren for like 5 fucking minutes?" Like, isn't he's never held one before? That doesn't make any sense. Like, I think at some point they were complaining that like Finn just like uses the Force as well, and that's never fucking explained. He just uses the Force, and it's like, well, how the fuck does that work? He
Well,
just
here's
uses the Force.
well, if I remember correctly, they were. I think because they're. I don't know. I'm just going off of what I've heard parroted around people. I didn't do my research because I didn't like the new movies anyway.
No one does,
Um,
but go ahead, go off. Nobody does,
so
but go
from
off.
from what I remember, it was originally Finn was supposed to be the quote unquote chosen one, but
Mm.
instead they went with another minority. So that scene just went completely unexplained, and it's like, okay, this guy is channeling Force energy, and then it's not him.
Yeah, yeah.
How?
That's what it was. Was like I don't think he used the Force, but like they hinted very heavily that he could if he wanted to. He's just not like prepared yet. And it's like, wait a minute, that comes completely out of left field. That doesn't even make any fucking sense.
Yeah, and they don't even elaborate on that in the other movies. So if they're going to make a spin-off movie franchise about this one character, it won't make any sense because now this new character, this Finn, will suddenly have all of these
Right?
powers and
Yeah.
abilities when he didn't in any other context. I just don't understand it.
That's another trope that I don't really like is when characters just fucking get powers literally out of nowhere. They just pull them out of their ass and they just have this power now.
Man, you would not like Dragon Ball.
No, that's basically what I'm talking about is anime where they just fucking say, "Oh yeah, by the way, this character can do this." I know that we never talked about this before, but he can do it by the way. And it's like,
That's
"What the
why.
fuck?"
Uh,
Eh,
that's why I love shows like Invincible, or even the comics to an extent, even though I haven't read them yet. Because at least in those 8 episodes, you learn so much, and it's so grounded in reality that not even the main character is protected by plot armor. See episode
okay.
8, where he got
Okay,
beat
okay,
to a
okay.
pulp.
I was actually just going to talk about plot armor that kind of goes along with this. It seems like they're so fucking bad at writing that they write into the script that the bad guy wins like every single time, and they're like, "Fuck, we can't have the bad guy win. Just give him a power out of nowhere. We've already written the script." We've already written the script. Just give him a random superpower out of nowhere. Like, say that he just can fucking summon the sun for no fucking reason. Just do that. That it seems like they're so bad at writing that they make the villain win in every single script, and it's like, well, we've already written the script. Let's just give him a random power out of nowhere, and then done. Just give him something that was never explained before that gives him
I'm
the upper
glad
edge.
I'm glad we're elaborating on plot armor because I'm about to say something that's going to piss off a lot of people,
Do
and
it,
I
do
just
it, do
don't.
it.
Batman is dumb
Okay, okay. So I somehow fucking knew that you were going to say Batman has plot armor, and
because he does.
okay, to an extent, you're correct. Batman is literally my favorite superhero. He's my favorite hero. I love Batman, but you are pretty correct. However, they do a pretty good job of not really giving him plot armor. Like for example, if you're talking about plot armor for like in the movies and not in the comics, I know exactly what you're talking about if you're talking about the movies. You're talking about the scene where Bane breaks him over his fucking
Yes,
back
that
and
is
no
exactly.
but listen. I thought that was dumb at first too. What you don't realize is that his spine was not broken, it was dislocated. Literally all you have to do is put that back in and nothing happened. So that's what I thought too. I thought, wow, that's plot armor. They specifically say that it was dislocated and not broken. It was dislocated. If you put that back in, it is going to hurt really badly, but it's like if you dislocate your finger, you can just put it back. That and the fact that if you're talking about he has plot armor when he's in the pit, that doesn't make any sense because the whole reason why Talia al Ghul escaped was because she was trained by the League of Shadows at a young age, and she took all of she was scared of dying there. Her fear was so horrible in that pit that she had to escape. And Batman was also trained by the League of Shadows because he used to be a member of Ra's al Ghul. He used to be a student. He was also trained by the League of Shadows, and he was actually supposed to take over the League of Shadows at one point. That and the fact that if you also think about it, Batman's fear of failing Gotham and letting everybody die at the end, that absolutely is a big enough fear for him to escape the pit and conquer that. That and the fact that at the end, you realize just how scared he actually was, because at the end of that movie, he fucking quits being Batman. So if you're talking about the movies, I know that you think he has plot armor. I literally just explained why he does not have plot armor in that movie. Everything that happens in that movie absolutely makes sense. And if you're talking about when he goes back and fights Bane, why anything was different, because if you look at that scene, Bane did not get any stronger or weaker. If you look at the beginning scene, right, with Bane there, and where Batman gets like his fucking head crushed in, you have to realize Batman literally was doing zero defense. He was not doing anything. You need to realize that once he actually started doing defense, Bane was not strong. He was not as strong because Batman was avoiding him. That and the fact that Bane never escaped. They talk about that. Bane never escaped. His fighting technique was bad. He was cast out from the League of Shadows, right? Bane's fighting technique is terrible. Batman was just being too aggressive and too offensive because he didn't realize of like Bane's true potential because he was in the pit. But once he was in the pit and once he escaped, he realized that he was literally better than Bane at fighting and better in every technical aspect because he escaped the pit. And Bane, he thought Bane had escaped the pit at that point. So he knew that Bane and him were on equal levels. But he also knew that because he was cast out of the League of Shadows, that he was better at fighting than him. He was a better assassin because Batman was supposed to take over. So when he started being defensive and being more strategic, Bane was not able to touch him. That's why Batman was able to fuck him up so badly. Also, you need to realize that Batman escaped the pit. Bane never escaped the pit. Like, I know that that movie is kind of far-fetched and it's kind of a little bit in Batman's favor. If you pay attention and you're familiar with the comics, you're familiar with the character, and you're familiar with everything, you're going to realize that there's no plot armor in that at all. What happens makes a lot of sense because that's the way that it truly would happen.
All right, I understood probably 10, maybe even less than that, because I don't like DC.
Okay,
or
yeah.
Marvel.
I was about to say, I don't think it was my mic cutting out. It was me explaining. All you need to know is I pretty much just explained why Batman does not have plot armor. Like, I pretty much debunked that claim because there's so much that goes in to why Batman won in that movie. There's so much that goes into that you need to read deeper in, and you'll realize that Batman does not have plot armor. Because if you were thinking about it, Bane didn't even want to paralyze him. Bane wanted him to be in that pit forever and watch Gotham completely fucking fall apart. So Bane honestly just wanted to immobilize him. He didn't want to kill him. So he did immobilize him. But Batman got back up and he left. That and the fact that scene where he escapes the pit If you think that's plot armor, you're not understanding that that's not plot armor. That's plot development. That's when you learn that Batman is afraid. Like, when all those bats come out of the thing that he's climbing up of, out of the pit, when all those
Mhm.
bats fly out, that is a symbolic scene. He is scared of those bats. You need to realize that scene is not just your, man has plot armor and comes back. That is so much more than that. He absolutely does not have plot armor in that movie because everything that happens was supposed to happen. Like, he definitely plot armor in my opinion is when a hero is given completely unfair odds in their favor to win. They survive incidents that there's no way they would survive. Like getting hit by the sun, they survive it. That's plot armor. Like, that's plot armor. When they survive the unsurvivable. When they get random powers out of nowhere, that's plot armor. However, when a character discovers their true potential and nothing changes other than they're more confident in themselves and they unlock like their deeper thinking, that's not plot armor at all. There's no way that's plot armor. That's just plot development.
So your definition of plot armor would fit more so Superman than Batman.
Dude, honestly, I think Superman has more plot armor than Batman does because there are times where Superman should have fucking lost and he didn't. Like, there are times he should have lost and he didn't. Also, by the way, for all the people who point out that Superman is better than Batman or stronger or whatever, listen, there's a death of Superman. Nigga dies. There's a death of Superman comic. You know what? There's not a death of Batman. There's no death of Batman comic. You know what his death is? Him fucking retiring. So who's the better hero? Who didn't fucking die? Who didn't die? I mean, granted. The only reason why Superman died is because in Batman vs Superman, that's when Superman dies. Is in that movie with Ben Affleck as Batman where he like kills 26 people. In Batman vs Superman, Superman kills himself. He sacrifices himself to save the entire world. So, granted, I'll give Superman fans that one. Superman did the ultimate sacrifice. He literally killed himself to save everyone. Batman did not do that. I'll be honest, that makes Superman better in that regard. Because Batman never killed himself to save everyone. Batman quit being Batman, and then somebody else took up his mantle. I mean, that's canon in Batman. That's canon. That Bruce Wayne is not the only Batman. That's canon. Like, that is completely within storyline. That's completely within canon that he is not the only Batman. It doesn't matter which timeline you look at. You want to look at the movies, someone takes up the mantle. You want to look at the comics, someone takes up the mantle. You want to look at the cartoons, Batman Beyond, someone takes up the mantle. It is completely canon that Bruce Wayne's not the only Batman. So I guess that's his sacrifice, is he knows that he can't do it anymore, so he has to stop. Like, he has to stop.
I'm glad we're talking about Superman because you know how they say he's faster than a speeding bullet?
Yeah.
Do you know how fast a fucking bullet is?
Well, by speeding bullet, I think they mean bullet train.
Well, in the if I remember the originals, because the only thing that fast that time was a bullet, but then you
No,
have
like,
people like the
here's the
Flash
thing, right? When you say faster than a speeding bullet, oh wait, no, I'm thinking of when they say more powerful than a locomotive. But yeah, they say faster than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive, and able to leap tall buildings in a single bound. It's Superman.
Wow.
Dude, I saw that cartoon too. That's the original Superman cartoon. That shit fucking slaps hard. Also, why is it that not Superman, but superhero cartoons, the fucking oldest one is usually the best? Why is the oldest superhero cartoon the best one?
Well, because it's closest to the source material and has little to nothing fuck it up.
I guess that makes sense too. That and the fact that they actually they had to rely on like good acting, good writing, and because they couldn't just do really good animation and get away with fucking anything.
Not unless they were Disney. Which,
Hmm.
but yeah,
Anyway, yeah. Anyway, you were talking about bullets.
yeah. So Superman, faster than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a fucking train, can leap tall buildings in a single bound. My guy, the Flash runs at the speed of fucking light.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
by proxy, the Flash is faster than Superman.
Yeah.
And
He
people,
is. Yes.
and then
Yeah.
people say, well, no, because Superman can reverse time by reversing the Earth. Like, yeah, that also. You realize how many people that's gonna kill?
No, no, no.
Physically, all of them.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing, right? What do you think is faster? Being able to rotate the earth in the opposite direction or being able to move so fucking fast you literally turn into molecules and can phase through fucking matter? What is faster? One of those is way faster than the other one. Like, Superman is still a solid being. He is still a solid person when he reverses the Earth. Flash can literally fucking turn into goddamn atoms and go through solid matter. He is so much fucking faster.
I just and people are like, well, yeah, but like, and then I also retort with this: Do you realize how many people Superman kills when he reverses the orbit of a planet?
That and the fact that Superman kills a bunch of people just doing his job anyway.
I
If
know.
you actually watch the cartoons, you know how many fucking office buildings he like flies into and like takes down and shit. He kills so many people on a daily basis, whereas Batman, he doesn't even really kill people by accident because his battles are not big enough to do that. That and the fact that Batman doesn't kill. Superman kills his enemies sometimes. Batman doesn't kill.
And here's the thing: what also annoys me is the fact that they have no weak. Superman virtually has no weaknesses outside of a fucking rock.
Yeah, kryptonite.
Batman,
Also, that's really bad writing. Why would the fucking weakness for you be on the goddamn planet you were born? Because he was born
I
on the planet.
know.
Dude, that doesn't make any sense. Like, why would kryptonite be on the planet Krypton? Are you telling me that a race of superheroes was born onto a planet full of rocks that kill them? That doesn't make any fucking sense, dude. What?
No joke. I told that to somebody, and they're like, "Well, yeah, think about it like this. Do you realize how many plants and animals on the planet that can kill you?"
Yeah,
And I'm like,
but that
"Yeah,
doesn't
but here's the
but
thing.
but
That's
that
part
doesn't
of
make
a
any
natural
sense.
food chain.
That's
That's part
yeah,
of a natural food chain. I am not allergic to a fucking rock. I'm not going to die if you put a
yeah, I
rock
mean,
on me."
but here's the thing, right? Like, I know that people say, "Oh yeah, there's a lot of stuff that can kill you." That's true, but like, we're not born onto a planet that has our only weakness on it,
Yeah, at least we can defend against bears.
right? Superman can't do anything against kryptonite. It is literally the only thing that weakens him and kills him. It's like, so why were they born onto a planet with a bunch of that shit around? Wouldn't
And
they
here's
all
the
be fucking dead?
And here's another thing. Couldn't if people really hated Superman that much and assuming how much Lex Luthor would go to make something happen?
Lex Luthor has literally used kryptonite against Superman before. It's happened so many times.
I was about. Don't you think he could make a fucking gun that shoots kryptonite laced bullets and
You'd
kill the
think
man with?
so. You'd think so, but like there's probably some like lore, like there's probably some reason why that can't happen because of like the scientific properties of krypton or something, like kryptonite. There's probably like reasons for that, but I'm not that like super like I like Superman. Don't get me wrong, I like Superman, but I'm not like that super involved to know the specific reasons why kryptonite can only be used in certain ways. So I mean,
Here's the thing, though. Okay, let me because I lost my train of thought for a minute. Okay, hold on. Oh, fuck. What
good
was I gonna talk
old
about now? God damn it.
You're gonna talk about fucking Lex Luthor shooting like kryptonite bullets and shit.
Okay, here we go. If Batman can have a list on how to kill every single member of the Justice League in case
Dude,
they go rogue,
right?
don't you
Right?
think Lex Luthor would find a way to kill Superman with bypassing everything?
Okay. So, can we just talk about that sentence you said? That's not something that you made up. That's literally
No,
in the
that is
comics.
something he has.
Yeah, Batman, because here's the thing. Batman is such a good superhero that he realizes that if the Justice League ever turned bad, humanity would be doomed. So Batman literally has a list telling himself how to kill every single member of the Justice League just in case they turn bad. That is how good of a fucking superhero fucking Batman is. He would literally take on every single Justice League member by himself and kill all of them to save humanity.
I would actually pay to see that animated.
Dude, and here's the thing, right? Like, if they all rushed him at once, Batman would be fucked. But like, if Batman could do it like 1v1, he could probably kill every member of the Justice League if he knew how to do it. And he has a list telling himself exactly how to do it. Batman is the best motherfucking superhero ever. He is the best.
And like, I know I mentioned Invincible a lot, but that's just because it's a fantastic show.
It really
and
is,
it
yeah.
really deserves the praise. Omni-Man is what happens when Superman goes bad.
Right? That's exactly. But like,
and it's Omni-Man is the reason why Batman has that list.
right?
Let's be real.
Right? Because just like in Invincible, seriously, if Superman wanted to go bad, no one could fucking stop him. But like Batman would literally fucking die trying. Do we even realize how much of a fucking superhero Batman is? Batman has more heart and more dick and balls than anyone else in the Justice League, in DC Comics, in DC as a whole. He has the biggest cock and balls and like more heart than anyone else.
You're giving me so many art ideas, and I don't like.
Dude, like seriously, right? Like Batman is like, oh, a winter coat? Nah, man, my balls will keep me warm, dude. Like, holy shit.
Oh no, a rock that was native to my planet is gonna kill me.
Dude,
Batman's over here like, I will
dude.
literally take a bullet.
Dude, here's the thing. If you think about it, right? That's like that Virgin and Chad meme. The Virgin Superman with rocks. The Chad Batman.
Oh no, rocks native to my planet are gonna kill me.
Batman, I can get my spine dislocated and shot and I'm fine.
I can get my ass whooped and still take you on.
I can literally get my ass beaten by the same person like 3 fights and then the 4th fight win. Like, dude, the Virgin Superman versus the Chad Batman. For real though.
And we probably just pissed off like every single person watching, but I don't care.
It's like, oh no, Superman is the best. It's like, you're a basic bitch. That's like the first superhero that people know. You're a basic bitch. You like Superman the most? Like, what the fuck?
Honestly, I like Aquaman more than any of them, mainly because he's under.
Dude, Aquaman's a bitch. He's a fucking idiot. Aquaman's a bitch.
If they would just write him better, he would be of some use.
Dude,
if you
I was about to say, Aquaman literally has 0 use. If he is on land, he is just a fucking civvy. He has absolutely no use at all. He is the worst superhero I think ever created. The worst.
I think I would only want to be Aquaman just so I can talk to my fucking pet turtle.
Right? I mean, also, by the way, Batman is not like he is my favorite superhero out of every superhero. He's also my favorite DC. However, he is my number 1 favorite superhero. My number 2 favorite superhero, that's a Marvel hero, is a fucking superhero that I do not think has even fucking close to enough attention. Would you like to guess who? I already told you, my number 1 favorite superhero of all time is Batman. Do you want to guess who my second favorite superhero of all time is? It's Marvel. Guess who? Do you want to guess who it is?
Oh, Marvel. Oh god. There's so many characters in a Marvel. Jesus fuck. Underutilized Marvel characters. Let's see. But I know it's definitely not fucking Spider-Man.
It is not Spider-Man.
Fuck.
Dude, once I say it, it'll be so fucking obvious, but this is my
Cyclops,
no.
maybe? No? Mm.
Okay, I will
Is it
say
any of the X-Men?
no, it's not an X-Men. It's not
Oh.
X-Men. However, I will say that my second favorite superhero of all time is from Marvel. Hint number 1, very underutilized. 3, has a tragic backstory, kind of like Batman. Kind of like Batman. His dad dies. That's all I'm gonna say. Is his dad dies.
Okay, so like that narrows it down a little bit. Then it can't be Iron Man because he's like everyone's
It's not Iron
favorite.
Man. It's not Iron Man.
Uh, Thor, maybe?
It is not Thor.
Fuck.
Do you want me to tell you?
Yes, please, because I'm confused.
Ghost Rider.
Oh my
Because the
god.
Ghost Rider is nowhere near as utilized as he should be. He is such a fucking cool
Dude,
character. Such
I
a cool
remember
character.
I remember watching the fucking live action movie came out and I'm so fucking scared of it
Dude,
because
by the
it's a
way,
big skull.
I know that Nicolas Cage is a very weird choice. It worked really well. Also, Ghost Rider 2, Spirit of Vengeance, not a very good movie. The first one I think was pretty fucking good. Also, to explain why do I like Ghost Rider? Okay, first of all, how could I fucking not like Ghost Rider, by the way? But he's very underutilized in Marvel. Um I told you my hint number 2, right? My hint number 2 was
Dead father.
yeah. His because basically if you remember from the first movie, he like makes a deal with the devil to save his dad, but like his dad dies like the fucking next day cuz the devil's a piece of shit. Like
I
you
remember
remember that,
that.
right?
Uh,
He saves his dad for like one day, and then like the next day he dies in a motorcycle accident. He just didn't die from like the cancer, but he dies from a fucking motorcycle accident the very next day. And then the devil is like, "You're gonna be my bounty hunter, and you're gonna do everything for me." And then I, by the way, can we just talk about how Ghost Rider is such a fucking Chad that he literally goes up to Satan and he's like, "Hey, you're gonna be my bounty hunter. You're mine." And then he's like, "No." What the fuck, dude? Seriously? Like,
that is based
dude,
if I've ever seen it.
that's crazy because I remember that the like Satan is like, "Hey, I'm Satan and I want to stay in hell." But if you remember, his son and all of his pals like go outside of hell, and then the fucking Satan is like, "You need to kill all of them," so he kills all of them. And then at the very end, after he kills that very last, like the son of Satan, after he kills that last demon, actual Satan comes and he's like, "Okay, now give me the power back." And then Nicolas Cage is like, "No, I'm gonna take this power. I'm gonna take this power and I'm gonna use it to fight evil like you." I was like, go fucking off, dude. Seriously? Like, you're literally standing there and telling the person who gave you the Ghost Rider power, "Nah, fuck you. I'm literally going to fight you. I'm literally going to fight Satan."
I will literally dude, it reminds me of that one fucking Daniels band where the fucking devil went down to Georgia for some reason.
Yes, it kind of does. I mean, Ghost Rider is such a fucking badass dude. Like, seriously, imagine looking literal Satan in the face and saying, "I am not ever going to quit. I'm going to fight you using the Ghost Rider power." That's so fucking awesome. That is
You know,
so badass. That and the
after
fact that he fucking kills people by looking into their eyes and like he burns their soul. He has the power of hell. Like it's literally hell because if you're awful, you're a bad person, you go to hell and like you burn in hell. Do we
Mhm.
realize that Ghost Rider literally has that power as a person? He
He
can
is
he can burn your soul. He is literally hell personified.
something tells me that him and the Doomslayer would get along just fine.
Dude, honestly, like, even though to be honest, Ghost Rider is a demon. That would be so fucking awesome because I can totally see Ghost Rider and like fucking Doom guy like, oh dude, so you absolutely fucking hate hell and you hate Satan and you hate all that and you want to destroy it. And he's like, yeah. And he's like, fuck yeah, dude.
It's like that one scene from the first Predator where the other dude, like, they grip hands and they're just
Yeah.
fucking.
Right. Yes. Dude, Ghost Rider is such dude. He does not get the fucking recognition he deserves. He is so underutilized. Do they even realize how fucking cool Ghost Rider is? Do they even realize?
I just not thought. Do you think it's maybe because he's too violent for Marvel, so they barely?
Honestly, that's a possibility. Is that he's like too scary for kids? He's too violent. He's not marketable to kids because
Well, even then, it's a graphic novel. It's not meant for kids anyway.
that's true. But I mean, like, honestly, a kid watching like Ghost Rider, like the original, just Ghost Rider, Nicolas Cage, not the second one, just Ghost Rider, like that movie like can get pretty intense. Like if you remember when Nicolas Cage transforms into the Ghost Rider for the first time, like his skin gets a bunch of fucking blisters on it, like his fucking face starts to go all red and like fucking smoke comes out of it, his fucking eyes are like melting out of his head and shit, like dude, it's a pretty fucking intense scene, like, and that's the first time he turns into the Ghost Rider. That's pretty intense. That and the fact that I'm not really sure it's a good idea to have kids watch a giant flaming skull stare into someone's eyes and literally burn their soul because they're so evil. That's not even like I don't think, you know what I'm saying? I'm not sure that's a good idea to have kids watch that. Like have a guy who's literally hell personified running around fucking killing people and torching their souls like dude, it's a pretty fucking intense movie. Also, can I just say the coolest scene in all of movie history is when he fucking meets Sam Elliott and he realizes he's a Ghost Rider, so he fucking turns his horse and shit and they both ride across the desert. That's so fucking cool, dude. That's so cool. Like that's like the coolest fucking scene, you know?
That's why I like graphic novels more than. With graphic novels, you get away with a lot of shit and not
You
get
really
scrutinized
can.
for it.
Because
Like, I'm about to say something controversial here because a lot of people don't. That new graphic novel that came out that DC released called "I'm Not Starfire," and while it's fucking god awful, don't get me wrong, but it is a graphic novel at the end of the day. So the fact that someone is dropping the f bomb shouldn't be that much of a surprise.
also, if you think about it, a lot of people are like, "Oh, comic, graphic novel, those are kind of the same." They are kind of the same. No. They are kind of the same. The only difference is that in a comic book, you have panels, right? You have panels. In a graphic novel, you do not have panels. It's like one giant page of
Right.
like one scene is an entire page. It might be two fucking pages. That and the fact that graphic novel also implies novel. So when you say novel, you think of like a long chapter book, like The Fifth Wave or like The Hunger
Right.
Games. So it's implied that you have to be an adult. So you can get away with a lot. Like The Walking Dead has a graphic novel series and that shit gets pretty fucking violent and there's a lot of swearing in there. Graphic novels are way better because graphic novels are implied to be adult because they have the word novel in them. And graphic doesn't mean graphic as in like disgusting.
Right.
It means like graphic as in like pictures. But the fact that it has the word novel in there, graphic novel is more for adults. Like you can get away with whatever you want in a graphic novel. Like if you seriously want to have, like in a graphic novel, someone getting like shot in the head and their head explodes with like a shotgun, you can do that because it's a graphic novel. You can get away with fucking anything. You can have like a full-fledged sex scene in a graphic novel, and it is a graphic novel. It is implied. That and the fact that if you see a little thing that says R-18, that's even Like that's even better because that means rated 18. So you have to be like 18 to do it. Those are probably the best graphic novels. I'm pretty sure The Walking Dead has that R18 on it. Like for example, like Corpse Party, that has the R18 on it too. Like that makes it really good. If it has R18 on it, that makes it really good.
Isn't Corpse? Wait. Isn't that the name of a fucking horror YouTuber or something?
No,
Or is
that's
that
no, that's Corpse Husband.
Okay, I got uber confused there. I'm
And
sorry.
Corpse Party is a very graphic. And when I say graphic, I don't mean like pictures. I mean it's a very graphic anime. Like Corpse Party is really, really controversial for a lot of reasons. But
Oh, ooh.
oh, dude, you look up Corpse Party and, dude, holy fuck, like I haven't seen it, I haven't seen it, but oh my god, I need to see it. I need to. Like, apparently, it's really fucking, really gory, really traumatizing, and I think that we need more anime like that. Like, if you've ever seen Berserk, where like, holy fuck, dude,
Yes.
holy shit, Berserk is fucking awesome, dude. Berserk is fucking awesome. But that's the cool shit. I mean, that's the really cool shit. I mean,
You know what's
even
weird is in my elementary school they had a section dedicated, and at the time, because I was like fucking, let's see, first to fifth grade, I was probably around
dude,
10 to 12, and I'm like, what the fuck? Why do they have violent books in my
dude,
library?
that's really funny because in my library, like my middle school library, they also had an entire section dedicated to graphic novels.
But at the time, I didn't know that graphic didn't mean graphic as in visual. I thought graphic
Yeah,
meant graphic
graphic
as
is in
in.
yeah, exactly. Graphic is in like inappropriate graphic. And some of them are they're very graphic novels.
Which, I mean, if your graphic novel is nothing but sex, then chances are it's not a novel. That's just porn.
Yeah, I mean, you need to draw the distinction somewhere, I guess. Anyway, my next topic, this is a pretty short one. I just kind of wanted to let people know. The Blizzard president officially has stepped down, by the way.
I heard about that.
I guess that, all the accusations of employee abuse and fucking sexism kind of tarnished his image. So he's like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. I need to quit. So he did. He's like, dude, I need to get the fuck out of here before it gets way worse.
You mean to tell me that sexism is bad? Who would have thought?
You need to tell me that abusing your workers is bad and people don't like that in modern times? Who would have fucking guessed that?
Who would have
Who?
thought?
Who would have guessed, I mean, I wouldn't have. Would you have?
No.
There's another thing that I wanted to talk about really quick, which is this is a trope that I really like is good guys versus good guys in movies. I know that you've probably seen this a couple of times, but when there's a group of good guys who are fighting for a cause and there's like another group of also good guys, but they're from like different alliances, like different corporations, and they meet each other and they fucking fight each other. That's what
Mhm.
that's what I really like. And why? Because it kind of shows that one of them is stronger than the other, but at the same time, it's like they're friends, and so they're like they combine their strengths because even though it kind of highlights that they need each other because even though that one group beat the other group of good guys, they couldn't beat like the main bad guy on their own. Even though they are stronger than that other group of good guys, they still need the other group.
Right.
But that reminds me a lot of like Tron because like in Tron, if you remember, if you've ever seen Tron, when the main character like puts on like a yellow suit and he runs into like a blue suit, like he knows the person, but they fucking fight each other anyway, and he beats him up and wins, and he's like, "Yeah, it's me," and they're like, "Oh fuck, it's you. That's why I lost." And it's like, "Okay, now get the fuck up. We both need to go stop this." And it's like, "Yeah, You do. And you need them because you couldn't do it on your own. But I just really like that. I like that a lot because it makes for a really good scene. It's like, dude, no fucking way. Are they gonna like accidentally kill like a member of their own team? And a very, very current example is in fucking Avengers Infinity War, I think. When if you remember, like the Avengers run into the fucking Guardians of the Galaxy and like they fight,
Yes,
and like
I remember
like
that.
they hold each other prisoner, and I was like, dude, that's a hilarious scene. That's fucking funny as hell because like they're very evenly matched if you can tell, they're quite evenly matched, but like they're like, yo, who are you? And it's like, who are you? And it's like, dude, we're the Avengers. And it's like, oh, what the fuck, dude? Why didn't you say that?
I like the part where they're like, oh, trying to find out where. I forget who he is, but the guy played by Batista. He's like, I'll do you one better. Why is
That's
Gamora?
yeah, that's fucking Drax. Drax is fucking hilarious,
I love
dude.
him. I love him.
I'll do you one better. Why is Gamora? I've I've perfected the ability
Just
to
have
move to move so completely slow that I am invisible. And it's like
oh,
my movements are so quick. You see nothing. He like slowly fucking puts a chip into his mouth. I was like, what is this scene? What the fuck, dude?
I forget how the line went, but he was basically like, no, no, you're not.
He's like,
The
you're not
Drax is like,
invisible. We can see you right now. And he's like, I am invisible.
he just walks off.
Yeah. And then like the fucking mantis walks by. She's like, oh hey Drax. And he's like, damn it, and he walks away. And it's like wait. My favorite part is that they never explain that. Drax is just so fucking stupid. He's just like, yo, what if I can become invisible by standing still? Like, nothing, like, there's no reason why he should think that. He's just so fucking stupid. He just randomly starts thinking that.
He,
Just
he's
come,
he's the he's the type of guy that would think of a shower thought and then actually go through with it.
right? He'd be like, huh, shower thoughts. He would just like stand there and he'd come up with like some really fucking retarded shit, where he's like, you know, if bears can eat thistles, why can't I eat thistles? And he fucking eats a bunch of thistles and like winds up in the hospital with spikes and shit in his mouth. Like, what the fuck?
Was it worth it? Yes.
It's like,
I got my
yes, yes, it was worth it. I ate thistles. Now I can say that I did it. It's like, okay, I guess. I mean, yeah, you can say that you did it. I don't know what that does, but you can say that you did it.
He's, he has a bucket list, okay? Respect it.
Dude, his bucket list grows by like 13 things every fucking day. Like, seriously. He's just fucking sitting in a chair and he's like, why can't I drink lava? And that's on his fucking bucket list. Like,
He just wakes up one morning. You know what? I'm gonna get this done today, and then that's all he'll ever
it's
fucking do.
like it's like I have perfected the ability to move my arms so fast that I can fly.
Then he jumps off a
Yeah,
building.
it's like what the fuck gave you that impression? Just nothing? You just you just randomly thought that?
Was he always that much of an idiot in the comic,
Dude,
or was that something Marvel did?
no, I think he was always a fucking idiot because his entire character is all brawn, literally no brains at
Yeah,
all.
that's a perfect dynamic.
It's like, dude, he's one of those people, right, who would like look at a book instead of reading it, he'd like punch the book and like beat the shit out of it and try and like absorb the knowledge through like sleeping
Yeah,
on it. Through like he'd try to absorb the knowledge by smashing the book against his head and try to absorb the knowledge.
it's like it's okay. That reminds me. You remember that? Have you ever seen?
You cut out, so I don't know what you asked me.
Have you seen Wally?
Dude, yes, I've seen fucking Wally.
Do you remember that scene where the captain of the ship looked at the fucking manual and was like, how do I use this thing? I
Yes.
I feel like him and Drax would get along just fine.
I also really love how in that movie everyone's like flying around with giant screens in their face, and they're like, "Dude, I didn't know we had a fucking pool."
I
It's
remember
it's like
that.
it's like, dude, you do realize that pool is like the entire fucking like that pool is like the entire
That
floor. Like it's like
damn
the
wall didn't
dude,
have the fucking floor.
that pool, like, because if you remember, it's like a giant track circling around the pool. That's like 95% of the room. I don't care how fucking I don't care how absorbed you are in a screen, you're gonna fucking notice when 95% of the floor is pool. At some point you're gonna notice. You're like you are not staring at a screen literally 24/7. At some point you'd fucking see that there was a pool there. Like you'd see there was a pool there at some point. Like, do they literally never stop looking at a screen? They're always looking at. They don't like fucking like look away for 2 seconds. They don't do anything. They're always screened directly in their face, literally not moving it at all. Like, how the fuck do you not notice there's a giant fucking pool in the middle of the room? How do you like? Dude, you'd be able to breathe the air and smell that there's a pool in the room. You'd be able
The
to
power of ineptitude is wonderful, isn't it?
like with the air with the air you'd be able to smell that there is a pool. Like you'd be able to smell that there is a pool in the room. You would be able to feel in the air. You'd be able to feel with your fucking body. You'd be able to feel that there is water in the room.
I smell an awfully odd amount of chlorine in the air.
It's like,
I
huh,
wonder what that could be.
it's like, huh, I didn't know that in the future the air is chlorine and every single room is damp and moist and humid as fuck.
That's just Florida.
Mm. Yeah, and you know why? Because there's fucking water everywhere. That's my point. Is that you would know that there's water in the room. It's
That reminds me.
also, dude, it's like they've seriously been on that fucking ship forever with screens in their face. They're like, oh, I didn't know we had a pool. It's like bullshit, you idiot. You do realize that they were regular humans at one point, so they had to fucking walk onto the ship without a screen in their face. You didn't fucking notice the pool then. You didn't.
Oh, no,
You didn't
because
walk.
you have to remember that it's like centuries after like present time. So chances are when they became so immobile, they just
Right.
forgot.
Yeah. Also, they didn't become immobile from like fucking evolution. They made themselves immobile.
I know, but the fact that they got so used to the luxury forced them to become that way. So in a
Yeah.
way,
That's a
they
good
did
point.
they did
But
technically adapt.
but here's the thing: they didn't even need to adapt. Remember at the end of the movie when all the fucking fat people are walking on Earth with their feet? So they didn't even need to do that. They just preferred doing that.
Well, because if you remember in the movie, the captain had like such a really hard time standing up
Yeah,
because there was so much weight on him.
yeah,
Literally.
but he fought that guy, and afterwards, when he was on Earth, he was the one like walking around like planting and shit. So like they had the ability to stand up and walk. They were just so fucking lazy and stupid. They just chose not to.
Well, yeah, once you get used to something, of course you're gonna learn how to do it more.
Yeah, but like you've been learning how to walk for your whole fucking life. Like you're just gonna stop walking forever. You're not ever gonna walk again. Like let's be honest. If there were hovering chairs and shit, would you seriously take that everywhere, or would you fucking get the fuck off sometimes and go walk?
A
Like
little mix of both.
that's my point. Is that you would still fucking walk. You'd still use your legs. Like hovering chairs would be really cool, but like be honest. Really think about it. Do we even need that? in your house? No. Do you have a major problem? Do you have like any? Do you have like a major hate for having to stand up and walk into the kitchen or walk into your room? It's not. It's not that far, and it's not that hard. Like, even if we did have flying beds and chairs and shit, we would not become so dependent on them that we would never use our legs. Because you know what would probably happen? We've done this shit before. Like, we have cars. A long time ago, cars were that invention. Like, and we don't just fucking not ever use our legs. Like, what I'm trying to say is it is completely unrealistic and absolutely completely fucking stupid to say that just because they had hovering chairs that they never used their legs ever again. That is absolute bullshit. There's no fucking way. Because
Oh, then
because
again, by the same coin, when you have robots that do fucking everything, why would you want to get up and walk?
because like it's built in to like nature. It is literally fucking evolution. It's wired into your brain. Like, here's the thing. If you had a robot that would like give you everything and you had like floating chairs, you are lying if you say that at some point you wouldn't A, get tired of it, B, your fucking legs start to hurt really goddamn bad and you need to go exercise, or 3, you just want to walk. One of those 3 things would happen. You would either get really fucking bored of laying on the couch never having to do anything. You would start to feel awful physically because you have not been exercising, so you'd have to get up and do it. Or C, you would just want to get up and go do something. You just want to do it. One of those 3 things would happen, and you know for a fact that it would.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. That's my point. Is that even with robots and like flying chairs, you cannot fucking convince me that anyone would just be like, "Oh, I never need to use my body again." No, you would either get bored, physically have to go do it, or you would just say, "Hey, you know what would be fun? Going swimming, or going for a walk, or playing sports, or fucking doing something physical." One of those 3 things would happen. You'd get really bored, you would physically have to exercise, or you would just want to do it. Even with robots and fucking flying chairs and shit, you would still be physical for one of those 3 reasons: out of boredom, out of health needs, or out of you just want to do it. Like, because here's the thing, we fantasize about like robots doing our every bidding and like fucking hoverboards and like shit like that, but like, be completely fucking honest, there are physical things that you enjoy doing. Like, you have to be honest with that. Like, there are physical things you enjoy doing that you're not going to stop doing just because robots can do shit. I mean, you might be lazier, but like, even at your own house, you ever notice how if you're sitting down for a long period of time, your legs hurt? Like, after like a day of robots bringing everything to you and not having to do it, your legs would hurt. You would just get up and go get your stuff after that.
Right.
You wouldn't even use the robot. You'd use the robot for like one day because it'd be funny and like cool, but after a day, you'd be like, "Do I really need this robot? Was it really so hard for me to get up and walk to the fridge to get my pop or like make dinner?" It's not. Like, you can like, you know, it's not gonna fucking kill you to get up and go do stuff. You know what I'm saying? We do
Mm-hmm.
it all. We do it all the time. That and the fact that like people play sports and like swim and shit for fun. Like, all I'm saying is like, it wouldn't happen. Even if we did have robots and like flying shit, people would still be physical because they've known that for their whole lives. Like, when you get up from your bed and walk to the bathroom, or like you go and walk to the fridge and get something to eat or drink, do you even think about it? Do you even think about it?
Not really.
Exactly. That's my point here. Exactly. That's my whole point.
Ooh, I don't like that at all. Oh, Jesus Christ. I just heard a voice in my ear and I have headphones on and I don't know where the fuck that came from.
I don't know, man. I don't
Oh
know.
hell no.
So I got a couple more topics. Some of them are going to be quicker than others. One thing that I can't stand personally is music elitists.
Oh my god.
Like for the people who are like, I hate covers of songs. They're never as good as the original, and I hate covers. Um, Most songs you know are probably covers from really old songs, so you can't say that. You can't say that. That and the fact that some covers are fucking great. Some covers are really good. Like there are, in my opinion, there are covers that are better than the original songs, and it's like if you say that, people get like fucking pissed. They get mad. It's like you're not allowed to say that you like the cover better. You have to like the original song. No, you have to. You have to like the original song. You can't like the cover better. That's impossible. The original song is better. They get so fucking mad when you say that you like the cover more than the original. Like, I remember that people got mad at me because I said that I like the Bad Wolves version of Zombie more than the Cranberries.
Covers.
What?
No, I was just saying that most of my favorite songs are, um, oh god, covers.
Like, for
Like,
example,
oh, what?
you go ahead.
Okay. So my example is "Country Roads," my absolute favorite song. I love the original to death, but I often listen to the David Hasselhoff version. Two reasons. One, because I fucking love David Hass. Actually, three. One,
Hasselhoff
my
is
love for
great.
David Hasselhoff. Two, my birds loved it, and every time I listen to that song, I shed a few tears because, well, I miss my birds. Number three, it's just a good cover.
Yeah. Um, the two that stand out the most to me is the Bad Wolves. Like I said, they did "Zombie" by the Cranberries, and they have so much heart and soul in that, and I fucking love that. That and the fact that Disturbed, their fucking cover of "The Sound of Silence" is so fucking good.
Yes,
Dude, and
I love that.
people are like, oh my god, it's so fucking much worse than the original because the original was supposed to be, the original was a song about war and it was supposed to make you happy and shit. And it's like, it doesn't mean that their version has to be that. Their version clearly is a different side of war. It's not supposed to be like, pepping you, because if you think about it, the original one by Simon and Garfunkel was supposed to make people like pepped up for war and stuff. But Disturbed, their version, it's like you can almost see all the people who died in like World War II. You can like see the bodies. You can see the explosions. You can see the fucking tombstones. You can see the loved ones like crying. You can see the funerals. You can see the memorials. Like, such a fucking powerful song. And people shit on it because it's a cover. It's so good. It's so good. There's so much emotion in that cover. It's so fucking good. Like, and it just shows off the fucking vocal ability of the lead singer of Disturbed. It just shows off their vocal ability. Like, it is insane how good that song is. Their cover of The Sound of Silence, but people fucking shit all over it because it's a cover. I don't like that. I don't like music elitists. And it's not just with covers. They do the same thing with like, oh, there's no good music anymore. Old music is the best. New music sucks. There's no good singers anymore. New music is all bad. There's no good new music. And it's like, dude, are you fucking stupid? Go out and look for good music. Holy fuck, you'll find it. You'll find music that is 10 years old or like 2 months old. And it's like, dude, go out and look for good music. You'll find it. Holy fuck, you'll find it. There is some really, really, really good songs out there. There's some really talented people, some really good music out there if you look for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? There's really good music out there if you look for it.
There was
What'd you say?
there was another song.
I honestly cannot hear a word you're saying. I don't know what's going on, my dude. Yo, are you talking right now? I can't hear anything. Bro. Bro, what's going on over there? Yo, are
Like
you
to
are you
covers really cut.
are you still there? Cuz I cannot hear like a word you're
I said you're
saying.
cutting out really bad. When the for whom the
Holy fuck, dude. This is not my network connection. I know that. Like the network connection that I'm on is like the fastest fucking connection possible.
what did I do? God.
But
There
alls I heard you say was for whom. So like for whom the bell tolls.
I am.
Yeah, that's a Metallica song.
Yeah. So, if I sound different, it's because I have the fucking microphone up to my goddamn lips. So, Sabaton did a cover of that song,
Mm-hmm.
and they put it on their album Heroes. Now, that song I absolutely love already. So when Sabaton made a cover of it, I'm like, okay, this is going to be good by default. And it was, but it sounded like an actual song of despair.
Yeah, I mean, I
Like,
wasn't. I'm not really a big Metallica fan, honestly. I'm more of a Megadeth person, but like the songs that Metallica does right are really good songs. And if you want like really sad like wartime songs, Iron Maiden is so fucking good.
dude, I love Iron Maiden.
Iron Maiden is amazing, but my whole point is like we're talking about a lot about bands from like 10 years ago. You know, like for example, I really love like the Hoosiers. They're a good fucking band and I really love them. Like we're talking about bands that are like, you know, like 10 years old, but there's current shit out there. Like shit that's released like this year. There's really good shit out there if you look for it. Like there's really good stuff that you can find. You just have to go out and look. Like you can't just sit here and say, you know, there's no good music anymore. And it's like, what are you talking about? Like seriously, what are you talking about? There's so much good music like that's being made like right now and they just kind of ignore it and they don't really want to recognize and it's like the whole reason is because you just don't want to admit that you're wrong like Z93 features a lot of like newer rock songs and some of them are really fucking good like really good like
Isn't Z93 a Christian music?
no, Z93.3 Z93 is the rock station. They play a lot of rock
Oh,
music. But like a year ago, 2 years ago, Tool, Fear Inoculum. Dude, there's fucking good music. There's good music. Fear Inoculum is fucking insane, right? 0957 made a song Adrenaline. Really fucking good song too. Chevelle, fucking great band making amazing music. Like you just need to go out and look for new music. And most of the time, what they mean by new music is like 2000s and on. And at that point, you're so fucking retarded if you say that there's not good music beyond. Like, you're such a fucking retard if you say that 2000 and beyond, there's no good music. In the early 2000s, between like 2000 and 2010, is when like the best fucking music was created. It's like the fucking renaissance of music. It's when like the best music was coming along. You know, like holy fuck, are you an idiot? Like, like what the fuck? You know. But
I think the reason they have this opinion is because they're in the car with their mom. They can't touch the radio, and so all they have to listen to is shitty music.
I mean,
And there is shitty music out there. Don't get me wrong.
there is, and there's really good old music. It's just like you know, but it also kind of reminds me of fucking Adam Levine from Maroon 5 tweeted out that bands aren't a thing anymore.
Oh my god.
And he's like, dude, you're a fucking idiot. Because, like, I can, like, heavy metal bands like Rings of Saturn, Cannibal Corpse, Slayer, all those bands, Slipknot, like, all that shit, they're still around making new music. Bands are totally a fucking thing. Are you an idiot? Like, Fallout Boy is still making music, and they are still a band. Z93, anything from there. Tool, Chevelle, Linkin Park. Well, not Linkin Park anymore, but Tool,
Yeah.
fucking Tool, Chevelle, Green Day. Like, are you a fucking idiot?
Oh,
Seriously.
I fucks with Green Day. I
Like,
love
it's
them.
like, what the fuck do you mean bands aren't a thing anymore? That's the dumbest fucking thing I've heard anyone say. Like, Tool is still a band releasing new music. Fucking goddamn Volbeat is still a band releasing music. And they've been around like fucking forever. Like, Blink 182, I believe, is still a band touring and doing music. Like, it is the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard anyone say that bands aren't a thing anymore. Are you talking about for pop music? For pop music, maybe they're not a thing anymore, but for every other kind of music, bands are totally a thing. Even with pop music, you do realize that like 5 seconds of summer and shit like that, those are fucking bands, you idiot. Those are fucking bands. 5 seconds of summer, that's a fucking band, you tard. That's a band.
Hell, I would go as so far because let's see.
Like, you motherfucker, that's a band. Oh,
What?
you'd go so far as to say.
I would I would go so we're talking about early 2000s. I would go, here's some more bands for you. You got 3 Days Grace.
Oh, yeah,
You got fucking
Three
God,
Doors
what?
Down.
3 Doors Down. You got
Stone Sour, Stone Temple Pilots.
and God, there's other ones. I'm trying to think of the name of it. What the fuck
Dude,
is it?
for fuck's sake, Rise Against and Rage Against the Machine are still bands, still touring and still making music. Like, bro, what the fuck? Like, seriously, I'm not even kidding. Rage Against the Machine is still together. So is Rise Against. Like, dude, are they fucking stupid? Is Adam Levine a fucking idiot? What the hell? Bands aren't a thing anymore. You're a fucking idiot. You're a fucking crack monkey, dude. Like, dude, like seriously, like how fucking stupid do you have to be to say some shit like that? You know,
There-
really stupid.
oh, and let's not forget fucking Skillet.
Oh my god, yeah, Skillet. Dude, I like. Oh, and here's more like current ones like that. Skillet, Seether, Breaking Benjamin,
Bro, I fucking love Breaking Benjamin so you don't
uh,
understand.
Shinedown. That's another fucking band, dude.
Dude, you don't let me tell you a little story about Breaking Benjamin. Okay, so okay, it's 2009, right?
Uh,
On the I'm fresh on the internet. Early 2009 YouTube, it's amazing. I find a Halo 3 tutorial, right?
uh,
And it's got like the classic, Bandicam watermark, notepad,
yes,
and shit.
yes.
Breaking Benjamin's Blow Me Away was playing in the background, right?
Yep.
And I love that song so much. And I kept come to find out it was actually used in Halo 2 soundtrack.
That's awesome. Oh my god.
So
Okay,
I
so
have a little love for it. To suffice it to
okay,
say.
so in my opinion, I sent you a song by these boys. It's a group of all men as a band. This band literally started in 2012 and they're still today. Like their songs are still on the radio. Their new songs are still on the radio. Greta Van Fleet, that's a fucking band. like dude, Greta Van Fleet started. They started in 2012 and they're still making music and they're still a band. Dude, we're idiots. Disturbed, fucking band, still making music, still a
Oh
band.
yeah.
That is still a band. Like what the fuck?
Yeah, bands
Stupid.
don't exist. All right. So let's just ignore lit.
Let's ignore an entire genre of music, multiple genres of music that are
Be-
all
be-
about bands. Let's just ignore
no,
that.
don't you know that pop is the only genre?
Dude, I was about to say, Adam Levine only listens to, like, pop music and his own music.
All he does is listen to a fucking payphone all day.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. All Adam Levine thinks that bands don't exist anymore because all he listens to is Maroon 5. That's all he listens to.
and it sucks too, because I actually like some of Maroon 5 songs, and they're technically a band.
No, here's the thing. Maroon 5 is a band, but nobody knows anyone other than Adam Levine. So for him to say that bands don't exist, I know that you're in a band. Motherfucker, you're basically a solo act. Because most of the time, people don't even know that you're in a band. They don't even know that there's people in the studio with you. Like, you're an idiot. You're an idiot, Adam Levine. Do you only listen to your own music? Dude, a band that I don't even like, Coldplay. That's a band. Metallica,
Um,
Metallica and Megadeth are also bands.
Hell, I'll go a step further. Fucking Avenged Sevenfold.
That's
Again,
yeah, yeah.
Sabaton.
Avenge.
Fucking
Those are
Is Great.
bands.
Insomnia. Fucking, my guy. Are you
Uh,
dumb? Yes, but
Powerwolf. Powerwolf is also a band. Man on
oh
a Mission.
yes.
If you know Man on a Mission, they wear like the wolf heads. That's also a fucking band. Baby Metal. That's also a band.
Uh,
Case in point, there's a lot of fucking bands that are still active today.
Hold on. How many music bands exist today?
A
Just out of
lot.
curiosity,
A
let me.
lot.
There are exactly 1 million bands active in America alone. Yeah, they don't exist. Let's just ignore that.
Bands don't exist, guys. Bands are a dying breed. There's only solo acts. Bands don't exist anymore.
And what's funny, because there's only 3 million people in America.
Yo,
One
guys.
million, that makes up 1/3
One
of the fucking
third.
country.
Yeah. And like,
But they don't
dude,
exist.
we can even start naming bands that like aren't even a thing anymore. Like fucking like Motley Crue and like Sublime. Those are also
Oh my,
bands.
I love Motley Crue, dude. Holy shit. And Twisted Sister?
That's a band. Dude, here's the thing. I really love Sublime. That's a band too, and I really love Sublime, so fuck yeah, you know? Sublime. Dude, I'm pretty sure I could like go on my phone and just scroll down my music list and just name fucking bands because that dude, it's so fucking stupid. Like, yeah, right here, All American Rejects, All Time Low. Dude, that's a fucking current one. All Time Low, that's a current one.
Hell,
Bring
I'll give you one that just ended, the Charlie Daniels Band.
right.
And then they only wrapped up because Charlie Daniels fucking died.
Also,
Had he
so All Time Low, Bring Me the Horizon, Sleeping with Sirens, Taking Back Sunday, all four of those current bands. Current bands. Oh, yeah, Good Charlotte. That's a band too. And they're also, I don't know if they're like current doing stuff anymore, but Good Charlotte, that's a band. Motionless in White, that's a band. Panic at the Disco, band. 9 Inch Nails, band.
there's one we're forgetting though. And let me make sure they're still active. They're not. Evanescence was a thing as well.
Evanescence is a band. The Killers, they made Mr. Brightside. That's a band. Um, The Lovin' Spoonful. That's a band.
Oh, I fucking love them. Oh my god.
We the Kings. That's a band. 0936. They made Adrenaline. That's a band. Um, there's a lot of fucking bands. You
It's
know.
not tech. It's not technically a band. It's more of a music group. Aren't all bands technically music groups though?
Yeah.
We got the Ink Spots, which is one of my favorite jazz groups, primarily because of their features in the Fallout series. But they make genuinely good music.
Fucking Adam
We got
Adam Levine wants to talk about bands. Niggas should be banned from music.
yes,
Should be
yes,
banned.
yes.
Niggas should be banned from music, dude. Seriously. Dude, so fucking dumb. So fucking dumb.
We spent like the past 30 minutes just talking about why this dude is retarded.
Yeah,
Basically.
Adam Levine is wrong. Um, so something kind of funny. I only have like 3 left. That story, the Olympic cameraman decides to film a cockroach for the final minutes of a field hockey game.
I heard
Stunning,
that.
stunning onlookers. And my favorite part is I was looking in the comment section for those comments. They were there. People saying, "Well, he was focusing on the most interesting part, or he was focusing on where the most action was."
My
Like
man.
people were confused why this guy, for like the last 5 minutes of a field hockey game, just started fucking filming a cockroach. Nigga got bored. He got fucking bored. The cockroach is probably more entertaining than the game. The cockroach is probably better than the game.
My man, the road's just chilling on what looks like a metal beam. He's
Dude,
just minding his own
right?
business.
And then the fucking Olympic cameraman fucking starts filming
Dude,
that shit.
Drax must have been filming that.
So, okay, so another quick topic. I feel like maybe you saw this on Facebook, maybe you didn't. Woman sues McDonald's for $15, claiming that their cheeseburger ad made her break her fast for Lent. Suing for $15 for moral damage sustained.
I'm sorry, what?
Okay, so if you don't know what Lent is a Christian holiday that lasts about 30 days, and some Christians fast, they don't eat.
Mm-hmm.
So
So she's
So basically,
so
what
she's
happened was this woman saw a McDonald's cheeseburger ad and went and got a McDonald's meal and says that because she had to break her fast for Lent, they owe her $15 because she had moral damage.
so you're blaming McDonald's for an impulse you had
Yeah,
burger.
yeah, it is your impulse to go get that cheeseburger. You didn't have to do that. If you broke your Lent fast for a cheeseburger, that's only your fault. Also, she said that when people asked her why is McDonald's at fault, she said it's McDonald's fault for selling animal products at a time where
What
Christians.
the
No. She said that it's McDonald's fault for selling meat and animal products when Christians are supposed to be avoiding them.
What the fuck? That doesn't, dude. Not everyone is Christian, you
Also,
moron.
if you really think about it, if we're going by her logic, McDonald's shouldn't be selling meat ever because you can't sell meat at McDonald's when vegans and vegetarians are avoiding it. That's the dumbest logic. That's the stupidest fucking logic. Apparently, by her logic, it is McDonald's fault because they were the ones selling meat and animal products when Christians were supposed to be avoiding them. Well, then McDonald's can never sell meat or animal products ever again because vegans
Dude,
avoid them.
how the fuck how the fuck is the 16-year-old guy running the register gonna know what the fuck your beliefs are? Chances
Yeah.
are he's working these garbage hours for just under minimum wage. So
Another
I
thing,
understand.
another thing that's pretty funny is how she is blaming McDonald's for selling their food. And it's like, here's the thing: you couldn't control yourself, and you went and you got McDonald's, and it's like your argument is that they shouldn't be selling meat because it's during a time where Christians are avoiding meat. Vegans are always avoiding meat. Does that, like, because vegans are always avoiding meat, does that mean that McDonald's can never sell meat? No, you fucking idiot. Get off your high horse. They can sell whatever the fuck they want. You can choose not to buy it. It's
And
your fault.
here's another thing. Here's another thing. Okay, so you don't want to buy meat on this supposed holiday, right?
Yeah.
What about every other day? Because chances are there's 7 billion people in the world. Every single day is a day someone is
Probably
celebrating for a specific reason.
probably a holiday. That's another thing. Is like you can't just walk into a restaurant and say because I myself am not eating this, you cannot sell it. That doesn't make any fucking sense. Also,
Yes,
I find it very funny that she's suing for $15 because $15 is probably the approximate value of the meal that she ate. So what she's going to do is she's going to sue McDonald's for $15, basically a refund, because that's probably how much her meal cost. So she's going to sue McDonald's for $15, and then next Lent, she's going to spend that $15 on a cheeseburger, and she's going to sue McDonald's for $15, and she's just going to keep spending the exact same $15 over and over and over again, getting free meals because she's a fucking retard that can't not shove McDonald's down her face.
Or she knows that if she were to just ask for a refund, they likely wouldn't have.
No, no. Here's the thing. If she asked for a refund, they probably would have given it to her if she said that it was like bad or something. It's way easier to ask for a refund. This woman is a fucking idiot for not asking for a refund. You can just lie. You can just lie.
If she's going to court because it supposedly ruined her holiday, her Christian holiday, what makes you think she's going to be lying for a refund?
Like,
if she's that crazy.
Here's the thing, right? If it was that bad and that detrimental, all you have to do is tell McDonald's that you were not satisfied and it was a horrible experience, and they'll give you a refund. Did you not try that first, woman? Did you just immediately go to a lawyer? You didn't, ask for a refund first? You should have if you didn't. And if you did and they said no, you should have fucking put your bingo flaps and saggy pussy away and fucking dealt with it, you bitch. You fucking ate it. You ate the cheeseburger and shit, and apparently it was so appealing that you had to break your Lent fast and go fucking get one right then.
But right off, I just don't understand that. How the fuck can a McDonald's burger look so appealing that you would like a secret holiday?
That's another thing.
It's Mickey D's.
Yeah,
fuck you.
That's another thing. It's like, I've never seen a McDonald's ad that makes me go and want to get McDonald's. What fucking ad did she see? What did she see that made her want to go get this burger so bad?
Normally I would be like, oh, well, because they make the food look good. But here's the thing. I swear to we have a Hardee's near my house, right? And they had an ad for this fucking burger, and it had a bunch of bacon and shit on it. I'm like, okay, I'm going to get this. This looks delicious. So I go up to Hardee's, and it's like $8. It was the best $8 I've ever spent. So I can understand that, but it's fucking McDonald's. They're not exactly known for their quality assurance.
Yeah.
At least when you go to Burger King, it looks somewhat like the picture. When you go to fucking McDonald's,
it doesn't at all. It doesn't at all.
Extra mayo, they give you a cum burger instead.
The cum burger, dude.
All I asked was for extra mayo, and now it's just over extremities.
Right, it's just some fucking absolute garbage stank, dude. Some absolute garbage.
Just a giant glob of white on 2 buns. I can't eat this.
I mean, honestly, that's how I feel with every single McDonald's problem. Not problem. That's how I feel with every single McDonald's item. It's like, I can't eat this.
Yeah, I can't eat this. It not only does it not look safe to eat, but I'm pretty sure this isn't the animal you say it is.
Right. It's like, I'm pretty sure this isn't actual meat. I'm pretty sure that this isn't actual meat. This is, bullshit.
It's funny because in the Bible it says you can't eat unconventional meats like horse and shit. And there's a theory going around that McDonald's beef is actually horse meat. So do you realize how many Christians are going to hell?
Right. I mean, I fucking hope that it's not horse meat, because that's fucking disgusting if it is.
Right.
And they should have their fucking pants sewed off. If it actually is, they should have their pants sewed off.
Most likely option. Wow, the hypochondriac is picking the most logical option.
That's all I'm saying is honestly, you should completely have like your fucking pants sewed the fuck off if you're providing like horse meat and shit. That's disgusting. Also, my very last thing is basically a little backstory. In Destiny 2, there's a raid called the Vault of Glass, and there's a version that's the normal version, and there's a version called the Master version, and the Master version is 50 levels higher. You know, no,
Jesus.
no, no. You get levels really quick, like really fast. Like
Oh.
because it's not like levels and like you have to grind like that. Levels are basically however strong you are. Like you have pieces of armor, and each armor and like each weapon is like a different light level. So like
Oh,
if
yeah,
all
yeah.
if all your stuff is 1300, your level is 1300. But if all your stuff is like 1315, your level is 1315. You know what I'm saying? That's how you level
Mm-hmm.
up in Destiny 2, and it's 50 levels higher, and some dipshit fucking idiot wrote an article saying that the master version of the Vault of Glass that's 50 levels higher reveals a major problem in Destiny 2, which is that grinding is too slow. Now here's the thing. One of the reasons why they probably made it 1350 is because they do like it's the master version, so it's really hard. Like it's really hard, and guess what? If you're of level, like if you're 1350 going into 1350, it's not going to be that hard. Did this fucking retard ever think maybe the reason why they put it at 1350 is because they didn't fucking want you to be at 1350? You get what I'm saying here, right? Maybe they
Yeah.
maybe they put the level, maybe they put the recommended level so high so that people couldn't get to it. So they would have to go in there like 20 levels below. So it's hard. Hence the master version. So I completely yeah,
Hmm.
right? And that kind of segues me into another topic in and of its own. That was the first thing as I saw that, and I was like, this guy's an idiot. He doesn't understand that they probably put it at 1350 because they don't want you to be at 1350. So it's hard because it's the master version. But my bigger point with all of this is modern gaming journalism is a fucking joke.
You just now realize this?
No, it's been a while, but modern gaming journalism is a joke. We have these fucking dipshit asshole idiots that like never play video games, and they're the ones writing all the gaming articles. Like
Dude,
like
that reminds. There is an article I saw like a few days. It was pretty old, like when the new Animal Crossing came out was
yeah,
when it came out, but I recently saw it, dude. And like you said, gaming journalism is a fucking joke, dude.
mod- modern
Guy,
modern
this
gaming
guy,
journalism is a joke. Like I don't know
this
why, but it seems like every single modern gaming journalist is some idiot who doesn't play games.
this man was out here saying, "Oh, if you're gonna play Animal, sure you don't be racist by implying colonialist under." I'm like, how?
That
What
is
the
the
fuck are you
yeah,
talking about?
that's like the dumbest shit. It reminds me of that fucking article where that woman was like the name of the article is why kids love fascist cartoons like Paw Patrol and Thomas the
I
Tank
know where
Engine.
I know where you're going with this.
Like have you ever fucking Penguins, Moist Critical on YouTube did a fucking video on this, but that's what the article was called. Why kids love fascist cartoons like Thomas the Tank Engine and Paw Patrol. Modern gaming journalism is a joke, and modern journalism is a joke. Remember a while ago when a fucking gaming journalist couldn't get past the tutorial level in Cuphead because
Oh my
he
god.
didn't know how to fucking jump and dash? Does he realize that jumping and dashing has been a part of video games since like fucking forever? The jump and dash, that's like a common maneuver. Jumping and dashing is just as common as the fucking double jump. That's like a fucking gaming journalist not knowing how to double jump.
There was a fuck. I don't know if it was a real article or not, but I saw something about Doom Eternal came out, and some people didn't like it because apparently it was too hard to
Yeah,
get
too
used to.
hard.
Oh
I saw
shit!
that shit too. What people were saying is, oh, Doom 2016 was really easy. There was like no enemies and it was really easy. Doom Eternal is way too hard. There's too many enemies. It feels like waves and waves that never stop. It's way too hard. I was like, it's a fucking Doom game.
That's literally the point. Have you played the Plutonia experiment?
Like,
My
it's
God.
it's Doom. You do realize what game you're playing. It's Doom. It's not gonna baby you. It's fucking Doom.
Although I will admit, 2016 was fucking easy. Unlike
Okay, Doom 2016 was retardedly easy, but like to quote my good friend, the nostalgia critic, I shouldn't have to tell Doom to grow a pair. You know, I shouldn't have to do that.
right.
I shouldn't have to tell these pussies that they need to grow a pair if they're gonna fucking play Doom. Like, it's Doom, you idiot. Grow a pair. If you don't want to play Doom, don't fucking play Doom. Play something else. You
Dude,
know?
this is coming from a person that's played through the Plutonia experiment, which is on record as one of the hardest Doom 2 expansions ever made. I paired that with Brutal Doom, which is already a difficult mod because of the shit that was changed. And
Mm-hmm.
I didn't 100% it because I didn't get all the fucking secrets because I'm not a masochist. I got through the game damn near 2 weeks it took me because of how difficult it was. Though I knew what I was getting into going ahead, and I
Right.
enjoyed it because it was a challenging experience.
Yeah.
If you
It's
don't
it's
like
Doom.
challenging
It's supposed to be.
experiences, if you don't like challenging experiences, you should probably be playing fucking Minecraft
Yeah.
or Roblox.
Yeah. If you don't like challenge, then you probably really shouldn't be playing any video game that requires any challenge at all. Like, you shouldn't be playing Resident Evil, because Resident Evil is hard. You shouldn't be playing anything besides like fucking Minecraft, because like even like Call of Duty, which is like the easiest game, you don't want a challenge. You can't play, like, if you do not want a challenge, you can't play any video game. If you don't want a challenge, go play like fucking Pac-Man or Minecraft or something. Go play fucking Roblox.
Dude, even Minecraft might be hard for them because of how the combat mechanics have changed in a previous update, where you can't spam your sword, you have to time your attacks. That
Yeah.
might be too
Yeah,
difficult
because
for them.
you used to be able to just spam the shit out of your sword and nothing could even hurt you.
And I'm
But
actually one of the few that enjoyed the change.
but it's one of those things where these people are like pussified. They're like totally pussified to the point where they do not want any challenge at all. Like, I remember Darkside Phil was playing fucking Sekiro, and he said that it was too hard and that it didn't cater to the common gamer who just wanted a fun, chill game. I was like, you're playing a From Software game, you fucking idiot. You're playing Sekiro. Why are you playing that if you didn't want a hard game? And he was like, well, Dark Souls is hard too, but Dark Souls is easier than Sekiro, so I like Dark Souls better. They should have made this game easier. You're a pussy, Phil. You're kind of a pussy. You're playing a From Software game that's supposed to be hard, and you're complaining that it's too hard, and you want it to be easier. That's
Yeah,
that's 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 insane. Like,
even the fucking indie games I play at like, oh, I
I
absolutely love Ultra Kill. It's challenging, and one of my favorite mechanics is, okay, so you have to flip a coin, right? And
mhm.
if you shoot the coin, it homes in on a target and instantly kills them. But you have to aim your weapon just right in order to hit the thing because it's so small.
Right.
Do you realize how many times it took me to get that down pat
A long
reliably?
long time probably.
A long time,
Like,
yes.
I've been playing Resident Evil 8, and I put that to hardcore on my first playthrough, and yeah, it was a challenge. I think it took me like 20 hours, and I'm at the boss, and I still haven't beaten the boss yet, and it's fucking starting to really irritate me, but it's a challenge. But like, playing Resident Evil Village, people were like, oh, why would you set it to hardcore first? Because I want a challenge, and it was a very fun, because here's the thing, it wasn't too hard. It was a challenge. There were some parts where I was stuck for a fucking long time, but here's the thing, it was extremely fun and extremely rewarding. That's the key. Rewarding. Like, every time I beat an area, like, I was so fucking happy and proud of myself. I was like, holy shit, am I this good or is the game just this easy? Like, and here's the thing. I got through the game on hardcore, my first playthrough, my first one. I got through the game. I'm at the boss. And the only reason why the boss is so hard is because I only have one healing item. If I had 2 or 3, I would have done the boss on my first try. Like, because you get better. Holy shit, like, Resident Evil Village was a challenge. There were parts that were challenging, and you had to play that game cautiously, you know? You had to, like, crouch everywhere you went. You had to go get every single piece of treasure, or you had no chance of winning. You had to go get every piece of treasure. You had to kill everything. You had to fucking... Dude, you had to get everything down perfectly to beat that game, and it just makes you feel so good, because it's like, holy fuck, that was a challenge, but I kicked its fucking ass. Good game. I'm getting pissed off at the fucking boss, because I have one fucking healing on him, so I have to go, like, fucking perfection for, like, 5 fucking minutes. Like, the boss is pissing me off. I'm not sure if I'll ever beat that boss, because I don't have healing items, but fucking, maybe I will, maybe I won't.
And here's another thing, okay? So, watch this guy, and he's a Doom tuber, which primarily focuses on classic Doom and, you know, the ins and outs of what makes the game tick.
Yeah.
He has a mini series on challenges deemed impossible.
Yeah.
Now, this is coming from the same community that can speedrun Nightmare difficulty, which is supposedly the hardest thing you can do because enemies respawn and damage is doubled and projectiles are fast.
Oh, yeah.
And if the Doom community deems a challenge impossible, then chances are it likely is.
Well, a lot of the, like, for Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal, if you set it to the hardest difficulty, you literally have to make it through the entire game with 1 life. All the way through, because there's no save points. You literally have to go from the start of the game to the end of the game not dying once, or you'll fucking restart.
Yikes.
That's literally what that mode is. Like, that mode in Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal is you have to go from the start of the game, all the way to the end of the game in 1 life, and there's no save points. You have to go all the way through in 1 life and in 1 session, 1 run.
Oh, now that does seem challenging.
Right?
I would probably I'd take it on if my PC could handle it.
Anyway, this was a really fucking good episode, actually. I mean, I think
it was.
I think we're finally starting to get the kind of vibe that we wanted to do, which is like a really cozy, and like a really cozy kind of nerdy, like kind of like, you know, me, like kind of like a corner type feel, you know, like we're sitting on a couch in the corner, you know, like the cozy corner type thing. I think we're finally starting to get the feel that we want down. Like we're starting to get, you know, some of the comedy, we're starting to get some of the nerdiness, like being ourselves. We're getting the comedy, we're getting the nerd, we're getting, you know, like the coziness. I think that we're finally starting to really get in tune with it, you know. So I mean, really good episode. I would like to thank you all for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, rate 5 stars, like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good shit. And thank you for watching. We appreciate the patience. We appreciate the interest. Like I said, Saturday, I'm going to talk with my associate over here. We're going to see if we're going to do something special on Saturday, you know. And we'll see you then.